welcome back and or to the channel. How's everyone doing today? Got the chat room in my face. So, mission accomplished. Got things taken care of down at the folks and heading home right now. I'm over halfway home. Just getting ready to come up to the Ohio-Indiana toll booths here. Get across Indiana for about 12 miles and then head up to the house. I gotta go down. Once I get home, I gotta grab the wife's car and run down to storage and get the trailer so I can start hauling stuff off to the storage locker that we're pretty much keeping and taking, and start thinning the house down tomorrow. And then if I got time, I gotta detail this car because it is up for sale. So, yeah, everybody's like dropping at 3 o'clock, and I did not know this was going to happen on Friday. So, got my route called in for next week, and then realized I went to call my customer to tell them I was not, or I was going to be there Sunday, and they're like, yeah, go ahead, show up on Sunday, all day long, have fun. It took me a minute to click to realize is Easter and they're closed. So, but being it's a 7.5 hour drive there, I figured I'll get the drive done on Sunday, then deliver Monday morning. So that's what we agreed on. But yeah, so drove through the night. I got shut down around 3 o'clock in the morning and crawled in the back seat of this car and fell asleep right away, but didn't take long to realize that the back seat in a Ford Fusion is not the most comfortable thing to sleep. My wife asked why I didn't sleep in the front seat, reclined and all that. I wanted to kind of lay down. I really didn't want to be sitting in the seat, but I got probably about 2.5 hours of sleep. Got up, went into the truck stop I was parked at, used the restroom, freshened up, finished the trip, run over to the folks' house, and walked in the door with my bag in my hand, and my stepmom goes, "You're going to want to take a shower." And I said, "I haven't taken one in 3 days. I really would like to." So knocked out the shower, and then Dad got up, and then went and did our thing together, and then went out for breakfast, brought him back home. He was going to take a nap, and we talked for a little bit, and then I got in the car and head home so I can get some choring done. But yeah, it probably won't be a long live stream here. I just wanted to kill some time and probably talk a little bit, see if anybody's going to chime in, have anything to say. Is you know, these road trips by myself at least are pretty boring, and gotta just kill the time one way or another. There's a race team here. Hold on to the side. Jack Attack Racing. Car 41. I don't know if that's ARCA or NASCAR or what that is. Anywho, just checking out the chat. There's Laura. Alright. So, just been dealing, I keep forgetting it's Friday morning, so I got around Cleveland decently without dealing with much for afternoon rush hour. But it's a definite shit show here just trying to get across. I think a lot of these trucks are trying to get back to Chicago to get home for Easter weekend. And I'll just be glad to be off the road here, and I'll probably be home in 2 hours or less, hour and 45 minutes. And so far the car's running good. So I've got the car up for sale, and did a few things to it here the last couple of weeks, but yeah, she's running top, knock on wood, so I had no doubts. But at least this road trip showing me that it's pretty sound and mechanically. for a 14-year-old car with 155,000 miles on it, getting 26 miles to the gallon. This car has never really gotten much more than 29 on a good day, just because of the bigger motor in it. And just knowing the car for the last 12 years we've owned it, I've never been a big deal or a proponent. I know a lot of guys are with their diesel trucks and trying to get, 17 miles a gallon towing a gooseneck or something. With my truck, pulling my 40-foot travel trailer, I've gotten anywhere from 6 to 7 miles a gallon, which was pretty typical back in the 70s for towing, large trailers and equipment and all that with a gas engine. So I don't know, it doesn't shock me. It's like, I guess if you're going to own equipment like that and go out and that's what if that's what's expected, you shouldn't be bitching. So I guess if you got to ask what the fuel mileage is, you can't afford it. But yeah, like I said, I've got my hands full at home when I get home. So I figured kill some time while I'm driving. I didn't really want to bring the live stream in while I was trying to get around Cleveland and Toledo, but traffic wasn't as bad. Just the typical truck traffic. The big mega carriers out here that got the governed speed. So one does 63, the other one's doing 64, and it's the same old, come on guys, why would you pull out in front of everyone just to sit there for 10 minutes trying to get around a guy? So I look in the mirror, and if I see like 5-6 cars in a row rushing up, I'm not going to pull out in front of them. I'll just wait till they blow by. If it's going to take me a minute to get around a person. And I don't know, a lot of these guys they're so impatient. It's just our world we live in. Definitely notice a lot of people in big trucks to cars, they're all on their phones, they're all over the road. My phone's locked down here on the dash with my portable holder. I use the same holder on the dash when I'm doing my live streams when I'm at a truck stop in the big truck. It's like you get out on the road and you got like 50 things staring at you at home to be done, and you're just getting anxious to want to get home and get things done. Just get your, and it's just like you're staring down the many weeks ahead of things that's got to be done, and the preparation, and the hope that you get a good deal on the sale of your house, move forward with that. It's just all kinds of factors and variables going into making the change like this. And I don't worry about it, but you just know there's a lot of work and responsibility to see it coming to fruition. And you've got to stay persistent. You can't ever have negative thought or negative words that come in the light. You just press on, knowing with certainty that this is going to come through and everything's going to be fine. So I've never really talked myself down out of it. Never once thought about it. Once we press forward on the new house, I just put my foot on the gas pedal, and I haven't taken it off. Or as a lot of people say, put my foot on their neck until they tapped out. But I'm not giving up. I told the wife I wasn't giving up getting that house, so that's coming to fruition, and now it's just getting the other half of the stuff done. Yeah, I don't know. I just passed a Sprinter van. He is like hell bent on racing up here to the toll booths. Indiana still has a toll booth, and Ohio has the overhead transponders for the Easy Pass. This dude's just like hell bent and in a hurry. And then you get all these guys coming to Easy Pass, and they hold everything up. never could understand that. Alright, we're through. Get by as many of these big trucks trying to get wound up here on the toll road. I think it's 12 miles, and I get off on I-69, go north in Michigan, so I can head back up the GR. So, weather's a lot better. Yesterday I dealt with so much damn rain on and off, some winds. And then it rained last night. I was in the back seat sleeping. I woke up once by rain just pounding on the car. So it's just a big pain in the ass. Being cheap. A lot of people say I'm cheap. Well, my dad was the same way, and that's how he got positioned in life, him and my stepmom, where you don't worry about, having money to buy groceries or pay your utilities and that, or your taxes. So, and my dad said today, this house was, it's an old farmhouse. They have done a ton of work to it over the decades, but it's quaint for them. It's manageable. I think at his age now, it's definitely not manageable as he in his mind thinks, but his body's saying, yeah, he can't keep up even with the lawn mowing anymore. He's definitely got to get people in there to help him see through it. A lot of stuff gets done anymore. But what else can we talk about? I'm gonna go down and get my I got a 6x10 open top trailer with about I think it's 30-inch or 3-foot sidewalls on it. It came that way. They call it a high side. 6x10 with a ramp, gate. It's almost like a landscape trailer, single axle. It's what I haul my golf cart with, but I got to go fetch that out of storage. Bring it home. Hopefully the tires are good on it. Check the lights and all that, and just give it a once over, and just get it up to the house so I can have it ready for tomorrow and to start moving stuff in anticipation that we won't have any rain or thunder. So maybe 2 if we got enough stuff to make 2 trips. But that, and then if I got time left over, like I said, detail this and get this ready for hopefully a new buyer soon. But yeah, it was pretty uneventful. Looked at the folks, bought themselves a new SUV. They bought themselves a new car back in 2005-ish, in there, 2004, and Hyundai Sonata back then, and they just ran that rate up until about 3 months ago. Right around Thanksgiving or after, they bought a new used, like a year-old Toyota RAV4 baseline. It was a base model, nothing special, but they just wanted to update their vehicle as the Hyundai was getting rusted out from being up there in the northeast corner of Ohio. You're running into a lot of salt any more than we are up in Michigan. So it was taking its toll. The suspension was getting bad. They had said the subframe and the other cross members were starting to get pretty thin. Yeah, he was getting a little concerned about it. And yeah, I figured you got 22, what do you get, 20, got about 22 years out of that car. Yeah, just bumped over 100,000 miles with it, but the rust was starting to catch up. So I couldn't blame them for that. I mean, they didn't want a car with a lot of top tier trim level and other amenities. I mean, you're being 85 and 87 years old. It's like, just give me the base model, as long as it's got air, tilt, and cruise. That's all they needed. And 4-cylinder, all-wheel drive, gets great gas mileage, and it's a little bit higher in the ground. Easier for one of them. The other one has a harder time getting in, which is my dad. He says the thing sits a little taller, so it's a little got to hike up into it instead of getting into a car. But I've always been a truck guy. I kind of like, this car here is way too low for me, even, especially the wintertime. Handles good in the snow, but not the deep snow. And handled good in the rainstorms yesterday, but I'm not so much a car person. Long trips, this has been all right for long trips. We've taken this several times. Ohio, Indiana. Trying to think. We went up through by way of the Blue Water Bridge there in Port Huron. We went across and around up through Toronto. Went across the QAW and over to Buffalo, Niagara Falls. Went down through the western side of Pennsylvania there, up there by Erie, and that over by the vineyards and all that. Drove around there, and then over to a family reunion in Ohio, then came back. We've taken it to a few places, but not as much as probably. Can't say we've really gone long distance in this, have we, Laura? So it's been a good car, but like I said, I'm not so much a car guy. I'm more of a Ram, Charger, Bronco, Blazer, pickup truck, old school kind of guy. The Ram does us good. It rides nice, but with those big tires, you start questioning your decision making from 12 years ago, putting a lift and big tires on a truck when you want to go somewhere, and the cost is for the wear and tear and the big tires. The wife's car is going to be a good ride out in Arizona. The truck will make good if we take it to at least if we're pulling a bigger trailer, to go maybe a weekend getaway with a side-by-side or something, but otherwise it'll just stay local. And just getting into the toll booth here in Indiana to go jump on I-69. Just be glad to get this trip done. It's like I am so just road fatigued this week of jumping from the truck to this car and back home. I still got to jump into shit today, and then I told the wife, as soon as that trailer is cleared and it looks good, I ain't got to work on it tonight. I said, I'm going to eat and go to bed. So I'll probably be home close to 6 o'clock tonight. And get my stuff done there. And I'll probably be, by 7 o'clock, I'm going to be in bed, zoned out. Going by the Pilot and the Petro here on I-69 going north, right at the Indiana-Michigan state line. As I go through here every single week, and I'll be back down through here Sunday to head out. I won't have to get up so early Sunday, but I'm going to have to check it out, because the thing a lot of guys will miss out, like me leaving on Sunday to get my travel day done, to get, normally I would deliver to these folks on Sunday, but being they're closed for Easter, I have to deliver on Monday. So therefore, I got to take a look, and I use Trucker Path app often, and I'm going to have to check the status of a lot of the truck stops around there, because a lot of guys are going to get home today, tomorrow, and they're going to shut down through Sunday because they want to get home for Easter Sunday. So there's going to be a lot of trucks doing 34s or home time these truck stops, and these truck stops could be congested for at least 1 or 2 nights. And I'll check that out tonight. I'll check the status, and then I'll check the status tomorrow night before bed. And I got a couple ideas where to be, but we'll take it a day at a time. That's all you can do. Can't sit, dwell, and fret on things that's not really in your control, but you can make adjustments to it. When things kind of throw you sour lemons, you just make adjustments and move on. So, yeah, we're at 20 minutes. Well, like I said, it wasn't going to be a big, long live stream. Not a big deal. Just thought maybe if some people were out there having the afternoon off and wanted to hang out, and like I said, just killing me some time, have some chit chat going on. As definitely feeling it today that I'm kind of wore out, but got to keep pressing on. I think a good night's rest will help. Yeah, I took my dad to get a good breakfast, so I had steak and egg, and he had biscuits and gravy. He's definitely getting up there in age. I can remember when we bought this house back in 2015, he came and helped me put the hot water heater in. It broke right away when we moved in, and we had to do all kinds of work, replumbing the gas lines, the water lines, everything, because everything was all kind of hodgepodge in. And we did that, we went from a 30 to a 40 gallon, so we beefed up the floor to hold that tank and run new stack up through the vent stack. So he helped me with that. He's been a certified welder and fabricator from, working in the foundry to building his own race car chassis and that back in the 60s and 70s. Before everything became, where you could just go out and buy a whole complete car, from a manufacturer, and then you just sheet metal it. But he watched me. He was just making sure I remembered how to swell the pipes and get that all done. So that wasn't, a big deal, but just give me a reminder. But that's been already 10, 11 years ago. And then he came up and helped me put the wheelchair ramp in off the back door. We built that from scratch. And then he helped me do, he came by, because he came by 3 times. Another time he came by and helped me put in crown molding and baseboards as he was passing through. And that was when his health was stronger and he was able to go out and drive on his own. But now he just stays local to grocery stores and doctor's appointments, and that's about all he can handle. He's getting pretty, last 2-3 years he's gotten really weak and frail, so he's going, he's kind of slipping down physically fast, and so I think a lot of it is, he ran hard going against, running, into a wall every day of his life, working hard, in the collar sector. And I did my early days, but the Supercross racing did not help with taking falls and broken bones and that either. I gotta, I cannot sit and complain but to myself in the mirror for, that self-inflicted injuries for going out and doing something I should not have been doing while I was trying to raise my son. But we were having a good time, and when you're living the moment, you don't think about the consequences of what that could happen until they do. So we had a good trip down and back, and I didn't know if anybody's got any questions. Like I said, next week it's gonna be kind of busy, but the last 2 weeks I put in 2,750 and 2,500 miles, and we're kind of depleted on our inventory right now. So they said plan on starting to slow down, and I that's fine with me. I could get back home and get things done. So either way, I got 50 things this Sunday right now to get accomplished and wrapped up. And I got a couple weeks before I got to get on a plane and fly out to Arizona and close on the house, and then get back and continue on with this house. So hopefully by May 1st, I think next weekend too, I'll bring in that person to kind of start getting the ball rolling and get that ready to put up on the market. Have them check over the house, just do a once through to make sure we're on the same page of what they see needs to be done before they start advertising it, and kind of go through and nitpick things and see where that lands us. But for the most part, yeah, I made a 6-hour trip down and a 6-hour trip back, and running on fumes for rest. But whew, I'll be glad when this house is sold up here and this shit show is over, as far as all this running around and trying to make these adjustments. Man, I couldn't see myself when you go into retirement, say at 70 years old, and want to relocate after you retire and you sell the big house that you raise your kids in, and you want to downsize and move to a warmer climate. Being 70, where you're pretty much having to liquidate things that you probably got stuffed in every nook and cranny in your of your house, and now you're digging out things you didn't know you had, or things that you think about, well, I kept it because of this. But you got to really look at things and say, you got to look at it and say, do you need it? Not with an emotional attachment, but just, if that thing's been sitting there for years or decades, it's like, yeah, it's probably time to shuffle that on down the road. And the only thing I can see that we worked hard at, my wife and I, was the tools. We bought specific tools I needed to do repairs and keep the house up and keep the vehicles maintained. So I didn't go into a whole lot of specialty tools. So I'm kind of thankful for that. So I'm not really overwhelmed, but I got to see the storage unit down there, or the storage shed connected to the house where the previous owners kept his tools. And so I got to see what I'm working with. Probably look at gutting that out, and just I'm going to refinish it and make it really nice with lighting and all that, because there's kind of like it's going to be a long-term stay there. So you figure my previous place before this house I was in for 13 years. Then we've been in this house 11 years. Another 11 or 13 years puts me in my mid-70s, early mid-70s. So at that point, do I really want to pick up and relocate again? So we kind of look at it as this is going to be our forever home. So that's why before we get everything kind of put away and tucked into this house, I want to get all the things we want to update or change and get it done right out of the gate. And go forward with it, so that way I can just move in and put everything away, put everything in its place, and then just start living and enjoying it without making it a build project like a lot of guys do with restoring vehicles. I don't want this to be an ongoing renovation and buildish thing. I got too many other things I want to do, and I don't want to be, my house shouldn't be one where I got to come home and constantly be working on it. So that's this time we're going to go at it differently and just get the house ready, so we're not walking in trying to get unpacked and doing renovations in the middle of it all because of broken shit. But I'm going to call it here, folks. I appreciate if you dropped in, checked us out. We like I said, we got a lot coming. Don't know if I'll do another stream until next week. Just depends on how tomorrow goes. Maybe I'll walk around the house, kind of show you guys. Maybe there may be something you guys see in there. If you live in the Michigan area, Midwest area, or near Michigan, and you want to make a trip to take some stuff off my hands, you know, the email is down in the descriptions here on the channel. Email me and send me your contact info, and I'll be more than happy to run anything by you. But we'll probably do something like that after we get the personal effects that we're going to keep, and when we get that cleared out, and then the stuff that's got to get liquidated. I may do a walkthrough with a live stream and just say, hey, you know, if you're all interested. But if there is something on your list and you know, want to ask if I got it, you got it for sale, you know, you can always reach out and ask. So until next time, folks, yeah, I should be back before 6 p.m. I'm already, let me get a mile marker here. I want to say I'm already, is it Jonesville? Yeah, I'm north of Coldwater already. Yep. So I am 15 minutes. I'll be up at I-94 in Marshall and head towards across 94 by Firekeepers in Battle Creek. So yeah, I'm that close already. And I wasn't speeding today. I was probably bending the rules a little bit last night because I didn't know how far I was going to go before I started getting tired. But today I was just like set the cruise at 75 and just been holding it there. Everyone's just been blowing right by me like I'm just in a parked position. But anywho, appreciate y'all being here, you know, popping in, spreading the love and all that, and stay safe, continue educating yourself. Knowledge is learned, not taught, and we'll see you all in the next video.